That's all we need, actually. I got it. Alright, we got that part there. Let's try it out. I haven't set up the ukulele routing yet. It goes to the pre-master. Cool, that's it. That's all I need. Now that becomes a loop, as these things do. Let's loop it from there to there. That makes more sense because now, cool. So I've just given it a little bit of an attack vibe here. There's a little bit of space for the transients to kick in. Okay. Thank you, Karen, for the use of your ukulele, yet another borrowed instrument. What I'm feeling next is, I'll come back to this and do a B part, but what I'm feeling next is, I've been looking for a sort of an arpeggiator synthesizer that can do some work. What is this? This is nothing. Cool. I remember this. Guitar levels are way off, but it's fine, we'll sort that out. Okay, focus. What I'm looking for is a... Right. Nice and chilled. Okay, for this part I'm looking for a B part. Now, there's so many options to do with like synthesizers and stuff. I'm literally just gonna see what Reactor has to offer, seeing as Reactor is generally more of an electronic sounding tool, and I haven't really experimented with most of these things. Form, don't save changes. Let's see what Form has to offer. Form looks pretty badass, I must say. Let's take Reactor up to the top here where I'm working with it, yeah, and let's also send it to the pre-master and take the volume down because Reactor's like 10 times louder than everything else. Okay, and then I've got to turn off my outboard synth. Oh yeah. Okay, so Form is where you load your own samples and it comes up with these nasty sounds. Transformator, bass, aggro. Form doesn't allow you to go control. Yes. Thank you, Reactor, for having a keyboard shortcut. Okay. That's the song. That is a very 8-bit sound. That's like the sound of it's all the games I've grew up playing on like computers. Okay, we're in the key of A minor. Let's try playback. Go back to the start. Yeah, that's something nice. interesting arpeggiation options, just so that it's not me typically. I haven't used Reaper's arpeggiator. Maybe it's got an arpeggiator that I can use. Let's see. JavaScript MIDI arpeggiator. Let's try that out. How do you work, little fellow? It's literally the first time I'm loading up all this stuff. Pop out. Let's see what you got. Okay. First things first. Is it? No presets. Mode down. Let's try up and down. Up alt. No variants. No. I think it might have to go before the device. There we go. So we're using JavaScript's one of the most basic arpeggiators we got, and we're creating these wonky sounds. Now, the rate in BPM should be, let's try 4x. That's it, perfect. 16th notes. So here we go. Let's give it one just like that. And what are the number of variants? And it just pops down in 40 like a whole flippin' octave. What is this? So it's actually changing the key, which I definitely don't want. I want this to be, well, let's see how it sounds actually. Okay, I've got to sequence these notes, otherwise I'm going to screw up the playback all the time. You get over there. Okay. Let's just do chords. Here we go. Now hang on. This is a nice little trick for when you don't have the chops to play very fast. Just take the BPM down to like half and watch what happens. 2, 3, 4. Let's try it again. How do you voice an E minor arpeggio? Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something we can work with there. Okay, pop it open, quantize everything to a quarter note. Okay, let's pop it even more open and let's see. Okay, what I'm trying to do now is just create a standard set of chords for playback, which are in the keys. It's an A minor, take everything to the same velocity because I'm boring. A minor, check the notes, yes. B, G minor, sorry, that's not an F, that's A, E, cool. And then A minor, G, C, that should, oh, it's an A minor, it's a C, it's an F, it's an F, there we go, F, straight up, and G, C. So you could get more inventive with these chords and create jazzy extended chords or whatever, but the thing is, this has got like this robot theme, this technical theme, and so even though it would be more fun and more musical, the idea is to keep it as quantized and sort of discrete as possible. The reference track that I'm thinking of is the Lego movie theme tune, where that opening song, everything is awesome, like completely quantized on the grid without forgiveness, which like conveys the sense of like robotics or machinery or computation. That's what I'm going for here. Okay, let's try this out, looping this section. Cool, let's take the tempo back up to where it was, otherwise it's going to be crawling along. Just delete this here. Cool, and we should be back up. I've just deleted the wrong one. No, I haven't. Cool. Maybe I have. Curses. What have I done? Oh, damn. Oh damn, what have I done? 135, I seem to remember the original playback rate was 135. Let's stick a marker in here, which is 135. I think that's right. Now I'm going to just check and see. Yes, that's right. Okay. to small things that aren't working for me. What does it sound like? It sounds like a... It sounds like that thing that I did for How I Make Music, the podcast that I run, one of the theme tune compositions. Oh, it's the same chords, that's why. Okay, chop it off halfway. Okay. That's it. Now we've got a very straight and boring sound. Now, oh wait, okay, now there are 3 repetitions, there are 3 sections before it. Okay, you want gaps, I'm trying to create gaps now. That's good, except this last one is just a little bit on the long side, so I'm going to just shorten that briefly. Cool, now this can become its own group, which means when I loop it, the change I make to any one of these sections is going to affect them all. For example, if I pull that down, they're all going to come down. Okay, starting here. Put a marker in there. Okay, we take off loop, and also I've realized I need to group this whole section because one of these passages is 4 bars and not 2. So that's that. Now we can... It looks like we've got some little extra artifacts there that we don't want. Not artifacts, but sections that aren't welcome. Okay, a lot of the editing work coming along nicely. Group that, loop it, and let's try that again. I see what's happened. Everything has shifted up slightly for no real reason. What I'm doing is I'm laying down the groundwork, like the bedrock of this piece. I know what to do. Quantize everything to make it an 1/8. That should work, yeah. Let's try it again. And then we got to lengthen this guy, and I noticed that our little end of note clip is back, so I'm going to shorten that. Top. Oops. So it kind of goes a little bit out of phase towards the end there, which I don't know how I feel about. Another option is to just find a different arpeggiator. There isn't one in my library that I can see. But let's try this down. So it goes out over here. Solo this out. Doesn't sound bad. It's just that this is now a little bit out too. It's a little bit cheeky because it changes direction at the end, but hey, I don't care enough to... It does the job of space. It does the job of filling that space. Okay. Now, let us screw around with the sounds. Hello. that's just one of the presets, right? Let's try it in the mix. Please go away. Nice and quirky. Okay, we'll come to a bass sound now. Snarly. If we could have one that transition from one to another, that would be good. I like these kinds of ones the best. I don't know. Cool, I'm going to go with that for now. Now we've got a loop. It's not a song, it's a loop. But let's just develop it anyway. Here's the bass. I'm going to keep the bass basically the same for all of the tracks in this album. So this is going to just be a straight up. Now we do also have a bass in this section here. I don't think we need to add it. We just need to layer that whatever's going on there. Let's solo these two out. Recording. Okay, nothing inventive, literally just a sonic layer we can double up on. Okay, let's cue those into 1/8. Let's try that. Okay, it's got a little bit of tail, which is nice. I'm also gonna. I think I'm gonna cut the lows on this FM8. Let's see how that sounds. First things first. Get over to the FM8 and just get a standard EQ device on it. EQ. Okay. FM8 is getting its lows slashed. Come in for discounts, slashing your lows since 1994. Okay, let's try this out. Solo U. Solo U. Yeah, a little bit filtered. Okay, good. Now we're gonna get the bass back. See how that sounds. That works better. Now let's get the kick in. Kick is. Okay. The kick is going to be the same no matter what. Loop it, group it, reloop. Should be consistent. Cool. And now we can take that all the way to there. While we're at it, take that all the way to there. Loop it, group it. Oops. and stick it over there. That is already going out of phase. I can see why, because the loop markers are not in the right place. Okay, let's try it again, group it, and loop. There we go. Cool, and same for this. So now we got this like 1.5 minutes of just like very boring audio. Okay, now we need a pad sound. Got an idea. Seeing as this ARPS thing is such a one-trick pony, I'm just going to bounce it down. Yeah, let's just bounce that down. Boom. Whatever. Now we are free to experiment with more I'll get a filter on that and make it sound like it fades in over time. Cool. You come out there. Do 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 do. So part 2 of the song, which is still just going to be the same loop. I'm going to bring in. Yeah, okay. This guy must be silent now. We can even bring in the guitar a bit later, I think. Let's start with uke. And let's also not start with this so loud. So this is a cool way to write. You come up with a cool idea or a loop or something, and then instead of making that the start of the song, you make that what you land on. So now I'm actually writing like a prequel to this part. I wanted to set this tone of like a little bit quirky, bouncy, playful, and now we can maybe get the highs of here. Still too loud. You know what I've done wrong? Ah, curses, I've just realized something. I have traded in one of the coolest parts of the song, which is that it's actually an A minor, an A major here. I've created an A minor. So let's see if we can fix that in post. Yeah, I think we can. Do 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 do. Okay, I think with just this note here, I've recorded the wrong part and the ukulele player has gone home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cheat it. Otherwise I'll just do a re-record. We need this to come up 1 semitone. Let's try that. Just the fades are a bit out. No, and then okay, I've screwed it up. I'm going to have to do a retake of that. I forgot how quirky this song was. Modulating. So it's going to be. Okay, no problem. Let's just set the correct range. There we go. And all I need is a click actually. 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's also record enable that. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1. Turn the loop on. 2, 3, 4. No. This is the third part. 2, 3. Good. Couple of takes there. Let's go to the last one. I think the last one's decent. Boom. Oh, why am I peeking? Am I peeking? No. Oh shit, I am. That was a little bit of an oversight. I'm afraid I am going to have to redo that again. Let's try that. Scratchy at the end, but otherwise fine. How are we doing? Let's take a listen. Okay. I do like recording acoustic instruments. This needs to be there, and this needs to be there. Okay. Okay, let's just remove the little scratch at the end. And we're good. Now we take that section. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just creating a loop out of this purple part, which is the ukulele I just recorded. And that means that we should have a nicely synced up. Yes, nicely synced up. There we go. Nice. It's pushing a little bit, let's take it back. Curses, I've overdone the bass, it's fine, the kick at least. I'll fine tune the mixing and stuff. So let's say we started the song. We started the song with that loop. Okay, and now I'm getting into sequencing, so I'm actually breaking out of the composition now and I'm trying to create parts for this track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, except we bring the kick in later, I think, so don't go straight into it. 3, 4, It's just nice and quirky, like on the ops. And now it's all gonna go one way, man. It's all gonna go towards electric guitar and just, yeah, I can see it happening. Now 2 bars of ops. Or something very heavy there. Why did I lose my, oh, there we go, cool. Space for another change here. So this track is starting to get characterized by a lot of frequent changes, which means that the changes have to be quite big, because if you like allow a loop to run and then you think that you're making a big change but that loop keeps going, then all the listener hears is just the loop, and if they skip 4 minutes ahead in the track and it sounds the same, that's it. That's not what you want. What you really want. So what you want is like discrete, like different sequences which are diverse enough to be told apart. And the quicker those changes are, the bigger the leaps have to be. If you were to do the opposite of this kind of track, you would have changes that were very slow and very minimal. And that sounds like an atmospheric track. So there's a spectrum. On the one hand, you've got atmospheric, almost atonal sounding stuff, which doesn't have a lot of melodic or harmonic variation or rhythmic variation. And on the other hand, you've got these types of hyper exaggerated tracks, which are full of variety, but in order to like prevent ear fatigue and prevent, like, you know, the listener from to prevent people from like thinking it all sounds the same and starts to grind on you. You have to make big changes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make big changes frequently or small changes occasionally. Okay, so I'm gonna experiment with a bit of electric guitar there in a minute. But first thing I need to do is think about the second or the other part of this track, which doesn't just sound the same as everything else. And to do that, I'm going to head back to my reactor synth and disable the ARPs. Where is it? Cool. Here it is. Cool. Let's disable the arpeggiator and just play this for a while. Get some mono synth, which means you're not going to get a lot of chordal harmony out of it. But maybe what I'd like to do is replace this guitar part with something else. So I'm going to try find a patch, or let's look at what we've used before. I don't think we actually have a keyboard sound. Oh, we've got this una corda keyboard sound. I want to try keep the sound of this album consistent, meaning that I want sounds to I want different tracks to use the same patches. So I'll write something now using una corda, and then later on during the mixing process we can scroll through patches and figure out which one is the best one. So we've just left the A section. A little bit haywire. Now we want to kill that completely. We're off to a new start now, and I'm writing a part B. We're in A minor. So a nice change would just be like a very hard modulation. So going up to, for example, an E flat. Very in your face. Okay. Other thing is we could change the variety. We could change the... I'm going to think of... This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to think of everything that I can change. So the rhythm can change. We're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's changing every beat. Every 2 beats it's changing. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want that to now be less frequent. So we'll do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. That's a nice idea. Okay, instead of a 4-bar sequence, I'm going to write a 3-bar sequence like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Okay. And then instead of the same harmony, I'm going to... So why don't we shift up to the tritone, which is the E flat, and then do a tritone of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, let's see how that sounds. I'm going to just test it out. I want the punch in record mode, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like that. It's a big change. 2 bigger change, going from tritone to tritone. Let's try something else. Doesn't work. We'll change from arpeggios to maybe like scales. Because we're going to it's actually not in A minor, it's in C. So to change, we want maybe like I've done quite a bit of this chromatic type stuff in the previous tracks. So we're going to a C, and then we could go up to a B, down to a B, down to B. setting it so that it changes earlier. Cool. Let's do the modulation there, which means I'm going to have to change all of this stuff. Okay, and then that's going to change too into an 8. Then we go an E minor. So we go to an E B7. So it's yeah, I like this kind of, it's just like space, you know? Do, 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 do. Yeah, okay. Let's take this sound to like a zoom, like a more of a atmospheric vibe. So I'm going to take the punch in record to there, and we're going to do LH is una corda left hand. So literally I'm just going to be like that. Okay, and go 1, 2, 3, G, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, A flat. No, the E doesn't work, so we go up to C sharp. What I'm trying to do is work it back so we will make our way back to the A. So right now we've got G, 2, 3, 4, A flat, back to the G. Then we've got to work out what to do from there. So from the D flat to the C sharp. So we go for D flat. Sounds a bit corny. Something like that. So it's got a Phrygian vibe, that. See what? When we're in this mode of writing, we just got to let things go. But where are we? G. Trying to come up with a B part for one of these tracks. Put some like compositional thought into it. Don't know if that works. Okay, I like this, but maybe we could go straight into the Phrygian, so it's got this kind of vibe. Okay. So we're going from a D to so actually it resolves to an F sharp, G flat, so maybe we could just cut it short to here and then see what it sounds like if we go back to an F sharp over here. Oops. Then we go up, or sorry, down to an E flat there. Cool. No, not what we want, and also I've screwed that up. Meant to edit that one. Here we go, boom, and then this gets deleted and that moves to there. Okay, try it again. Yeah, that's the part I didn't like. So top. Double time. Going off in a wild new direction here. It just cuts off. Okay, maybe worth exploring. That's the wrong bass line. How does it sound now? Cool. Well, that's maybe better. We leave out this Phrygian part for another day. So we've got these 4 chords here which go to one of these. Let's try it again. Yeah. Okay, stop here. Okay, we'll go over this. Okay. Just get the data in, so let's do right hand una corda, so kill that, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I like that, just set this graph. Yeah. And we go to an F sharp. Yeah, that's it. it's just a bit boring though because it's so flat. It's so like it plods along 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to kind of create some. So I can't sit still. Hey, like honestly. I can't sit. I actually need to stand and do this stuff. I need a standing desk. Okay, come on, fans. Crowdsource me a standing desk. It's just a short little thing. 3, 4, 1. Let me come back in with that. Which means I have to re-record everything. All of this has to come down. 4 semitones. Why'd that change? Interesting. It's a mistake, but it kind of works. Let's try changing this. And this should be the second half, which comes up to so it's another change here. Okay. What's the length of this track so far? It's 120. This is an intro. Okay, yeah, I've got an idea. So all of this can be, let's just zoom out, get the appropriate start. Okay, I also want to, where's that? I don't know. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I could almost this, all of this should actually die. Because now when I zoom out, no, it's still, you guys should die. Okay, we're going to add a marker there. We've got a lawnmower in the background. That means I can't do any recording now. Bummer. Okay, keyboard. I'm also calling. Let's just. I mean, we've got RAM to spare, right? Yeah, I'm only like 1/8 of the way into my RAM, which means I can actually get a bit more like. Let's get another reactor out. This time, I would like to start exploring patches, which sound like they belong on this. I was listening to something earlier, which was was a soundtrack on YouTube, and it had this digital. There's an Ableton effect called Redux. It's bit reduction. I'm looking for some kind of bit reduction pad sound, because bit reduction implies that the computer is not running so well. That's what that sound kind of communicates. So let's see. I don't know about any of these guys, but I'm going to try them out. Let's take it up to there. I want a pad sound to the pre-master. Volume down. In fact, I've got a patch. I've got a patch browser, which is pretty badass. It's this thing here. Let's just see if I can find that. It's almost industrial, actually. So now we've got an industrial patch in Massive Anti-8 and Massive Carnivore. Right, let's go back to there, and actually what we want to do is create a new track. Is there a reactor 4? Have I done one? No, I need to create a reactor 4. No, actually I don't. Okay, thinking, massive, insert new track. No, it's under here. Massive X. I don't need the bridged version, actually. Oh, right, check it out. You can load up 2 on the same channel. That's interesting. Cool, let's try that again, but just Massive X straight up, not bridged. Okay, let's go, guys. First things first, I'm turning reactor off. And then I'm going to, it was called Anti-8 and Carnival. Is that the patch name? Yeah, okay. Find Anti-8. Okay, let's get you out of there, make you bigger. So this is not the way I normally do it. Normally I just faff around. This way I'm looking for like a specific sound. I'm looking for a patch called Anti-8. Please tell me you got a search function. Where are you? There. Doesn't let you search. Nothing. Anti, no, nothing. All types. Patch name Anti-8. Have I done myself a total solid here? And okay, abort Carnival. Like, honestly, this is a search. Ah, jeez, that's annoying. Okay. Nothing. So where the hell did I find those? Massive X, Anti-8, Industrial Techno does not exist. Where exactly did I come up with that? That's annoying, eh? User base. What is the point of that? Sorry, this just really annoys me. What is the point of putting the time into creating a database if it isn't serving you, if you can't actually find what you're looking for? All types. No. 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 So let's just go with something. I'm looking for a digital sounding patch. What else can we find? Anti-8, industrial. Let's go with digital. Nothing. Reduction, no. Bit, no. Okay. Grainy, destructive, massive X. iHub. Does iHub exist? Phone ringing. iHub, yay, iHub exists. Sort of like, more like a damaged sounding patch. Add some nice texture. Actually what I need is that sustains a bit more, so let's go with this and then just basically up the sustain value. So we want it to hold for a lot longer. Here, this is the amp envelope. Sustain should go up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not really what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm getting to patch browsing territory, which is usually a complete waste of time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come back, do the fun stuff later, and move forward with the compositional stuff. I've got an idea here, which is to modulate to the G major. Thinking almost a choir, like. Why don't I just sing it? Ha, ha. Okay, I'll give it a sing when the lawnmower is stopped, then I'll make that happen. Right, fine. That's good. I'm going to earmark that, and that is a track. So far we've got 7 starts. I'd like to get to 10 starts by the end of this week, and then start to flush them, to develop them next week. I like that. It almost sounds like the one machine didn't get the memo to stop. Like everybody stops, but the one carries on. Not a bad idea. It's crazy. It's kooky. It's wacky. It's weird. It's wonky. All right. Fine. Next thing I'm going to do is find in my library if there's anything that I've started that I haven't finished, which might come in useful. So starts and sort of ideas that might come in useful. I'm just searching on the screen here. Music, rock, blues, funk. No, I can't actually throw it. I mean, this. Yeah, I tend to throw way too many influences into a single album or piece of music. Sad song. What is all this? I've recorded a whole bunch of guitar loops. I haven't actually used them. Children's music. I think for Quinn. This one's called FKN Annoying. Okay. Thinking. Often it starts with a patch, often a piece of music starts with a patch. Okay, first I'm going to just listen through to what I've done so I can develop something which is, let's do a little bit of listening. Sometimes I get carried away with the writing, so let's just listen. etc. Skip forward, let's just record that part, might as well. 2, 3, 1, 2. It's a hell of a leap, eh? Let's try it again. 2, 1, 2, 3. Good, because it's not recording. Okay, that's a nice part. The ending. 2, 3. Let's just do it like simple, yeah. Simple is good. Simple is always good. Turn off snap. And then this actually does a bit. And it does this. It's not actually octaves, it's more like this. That's better. You come in there, cool. Let's make a feature out of it. C4. Cool, finally finding the inner spaz, putting the inner spaz to work. We need this again. It's the A. It lands on an A. Okay, we bring it in here. Cool, nice. That's sort of they breathe together there. Okay, we've got a second part for this young wonky song. Cool, I like that. We've got to repeat that because it's a nice part. I like the fact that it's also not 100% quantized because that adds to the wonkiness of this particular section. It's two types of wonk. There's wonk that's quantized and not quantized. Just the beats. Okay, how long is it? That's 140. Yeah, okay. Wonder if we can bring the ukulele back in here. I'm going to screw around with the uke for a while over this section. I think it has a place in the song because the ukulele is a quirky instrument, isn't it? It's a weird little thing. Okay. Try something else. Chromatics. there just to write the guitar, the ukulele part. Just color differentiation. 2, 3. An experiment. Let's try that out. It sounds dusty. Oops. I like the part, but just not the way it sounds. Let's try this. Previous take was better. That's better. Actually what we want is this. This is the same. We want this part here to be out and this part here to be in. Let's do one of these again. Okay, that's a scrub. We just need to replace that one with this one. And here. I deleted something I shouldn't have. There we go. Cool, that goes there. And then we've got the N sound, which is also not necessary. It's not necessary to have a N sound. Oops. Well done. We can do better at the end there, so let's just do a punch in from here. Cool. It's like 5 takes, I think I got enough there. Let's try mess around with this a bit now. Save, go back in time. Almost like the idea of having having just like a sudden army of ukuleles come out, like a ukulele army. Curses, I have unfortunately snared myself. And I'm not even using a snare drum. Huh? What a classic, huh? You go back 1, you go back 2, you go back 3, and you go back 4. Where's that going? There it is. Okay. I'm going to take a coffee in a few minutes and probably kill the stream. Let's see how that sounds when it's panned. Kind of the ukulele army panned hard right and left. Almost like the 4 of these people. Let's come bring you down. Nice 12 dB, healthy 12. Be cool if you could have an amount of way to change the value with numbers. Let's start again. That's not right. Some editing now. Okay, I made a bit of progress on this track now, which is great. Except now I just want to group all of that. Okay, I guess we gotta group it all. And then this has to just be tucked in here like that. Really. Cool. And it can actually end like that. Alright, and we want these 4 to be here. That can be it. Okay, so let's assume that is our entire track, start to finish, just under 2 minutes. On that now. Cool. Alright, sweet. That's the end of the stream for the day. I've been working on my album, my collection. I don't like calling it an album because it makes you sound like you're trying to become some kind of famous person. The idea behind this music is to be able to provide the other media creators, like people who have their own YouTube channels and podcasts, with thematically consistent sets of music tracks called asset packs. So this entire album, I'm going to hack it into all of these tiny little parts. Each track gets its own sort of intro section, outro section, loop, sting, and all the separate parts like bass and drums and stuff like that. So it provides a whole bunch of audio assets which are very easy to click and drag into your projects, loop and layer and get creative with. And that will provide a brand. It will provide an audio identity to whatever it is you're making, either just for an individual video or across a series. So head over to johnbarton.com, check out what's on offer. You get a free download when you sign up for the mailing list, which comes out once a month. And this is due out on the 26th of February. Bad Robot, Broken Robot, something like that. That's the album, the collection title. Cool. So asset packs for media creators over at johnbarton.com. If you tuned in, thanks for tuning in, and see you all later.